Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing good, and I'm so excited to present my first official video on my channel, and that is being school staff reacting to Prince EA's video, I Just Sued the School System. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you later.
Albert Einstein once said, everybody's a genius.
Everybody's a genius,
But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is
One of my
stupid.
favorite quotes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today on trial we have modern day schooling. Glad you could come. Not only does he make fish climb trees, but also makes them climb down and do a 10-mile run. Tell me, school, are you proud of the things you've done? Turning millions of people into robots, do you find that fun? Do you realize how many kids relate to that fish? Swimming upstream in class, never finding their gifts, thinking they are stupid, believing they are useless? Well, the time has come, no more excuses. I call school to the stand and accuse him of killing creativity, individuality, and being intellectually abusive. He's an ancient institution that has outlived his usage. So, Your Honor, this concludes my opening statement, and if I may present the evidence of my case, I will prove it.
Proceed. I do like what he says about killing creativity and trying to make everyone robots in uniform. Especially for I know our school is a little different and our school system is changing, but especially in the American school system, what I've heard is that it is like that. It is indeed like that, and so I see the call for change.
Now ain't that a shame? In literally more than a century, nothing has changed.
So I find it really interesting how Prince EA brings in images of past and what we have today with regards to telephones and vehicles, and then showing the images of classrooms. But I would argue that most classrooms don't necessarily look that way. If I was to turn the camera around right now and show my classroom and the setup, it would be very different. I would also argue that schools are moving forward with areas like learning commons instead of old school libraries and having technology available for students to use.
So looking at it and looking at the comparisons that they're making between technology in the past and the technology of today, and there's been those advancements, and to say that the classroom is not, that the school, they're just bringing it right down to the classroom, that the classroom is not different than what it was 100 years ago. Their schools are different. The expectations within school, the skills they're trying to develop in students are different. The social-emotional component of schools is drastically different. The inclusion of all students in school is drastically different. If we just try and break it down into the physical classroom space, does the space look similar? With the addition of technology within the classrooms look similar, but school itself looks drastically different and is meeting the needs of drastically different demands that are placed upon it in the traditional school setting.
Or the past. I did a background check on you and let the record show that you were made to train people to work in factories, which explains why you put students in straight rows, nice and neat, tell them sit still, raise your hand if you want to speak, give them a short break to eat, and for 8 hours a day tell them what to think.
This is interesting, the parallels he's drawing between the classrooms and how we seat them, and how it is very much like an assembly line. Never thought about that.
And let's mention the way you treat your employees.
Objection. Overruled. I want to hear this.
It's a shame. I mean, teachers have the most important job on the planet, yet they're underpaid. No wonder so many students are short-changed.
The whole thing about being underpaid and stuff, I feel like I can't relate to that. I'm not a teacher. And also, the Canadian school system, a little different. I hear one of our teachers talking a lot about how teachers that come from the States would have such a much better well-off job here because of the pay difference.
So many students are short-changed.
This is so true, and this reminds me of the Idea Center and how I hope that that type of model will become more popular. But it takes money to do that, so we'll see.
What I do know is that the educator in the classroom has the biggest influence on student success. So to recruit the best people that we can for the profession, then remuneration is part of that. But also working conditions are extremely important. What it's like within the classroom and the environment of the school, those are all things that that relate to a situation where you can recruit excellent people with the skills that you need to meet the needs of the students in the class. So that's only a single component. It's not all about the salary, it's about the whole working, living condition that teachers can expect.
Which have never
Wow.
tried a day in their life.
So the
To
other
success with
main man with
standardized
the
tests.
ponytail
They
didn't
think
get to
bubbling in
talk.
multiple choice question will
Right?
determine success.
I was waiting to see if he
That's
talked.
outlandish. In fact,
Holy
these
cow.
tests are, and there's no telling what we can achieve. This is a world in which I believe, a world where fish are no longer forced to climb trees. I'll rest my case.
And who wouldn't agree with trying to find a student's passion so that they can excel in their areas of interest and expertise? So trying to get a fish to climb a tree. I get the metaphor, but I also say that we are trying to reach students on a personal level so they can translate what they're asked to do academically to what their areas of passion and interests are. So I think that schools are trying to move in that direction and work within the system that currently exists. Do I think schools will exist the same as what they are today in the future? No, things are definitely going to evolve, particularly with the advancements that are happening in technology. But we're also aware of that, and we're looking to meet those changes as we progress.
I get that in a sense, like it is indeed not. Like, the school system is very one-minded, but at least where I'm coming from, it's hard to relate to this, so I can't like agree with every single thing you're saying. Because right now, at least the school I'm in, they're changing to make room for people who want to explore. For example, like starting their own business, or like finding their own way of like doing a course, so they can do like an independent study and different co-op options, so you can get out of the school and do stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's a good video. It's got a powerful message. I think it definitely should be revised and looked at by people in power. Like the testing and stuff, especially in the US. I know it's super stressful for people. And I've looked at a couple different studies that show that homework and stuff like that is not good for, well, it's not that it's not good, but it doesn't really show much in terms of improvement for students. So, I don't know, it's nice, good video, good message.
So I think Prince EA has some really great ideas that are already being incorporated into schools. I think that his perspective probably comes very much from a US perspective, and that's why he feels that it's a one-size-fits-all. But here in New Brunswick, where we work with inclusion and we work very hard at differentiation of learning and teaching students, that it's a real focus to make sure that people are reaching their potential and striving to meet goals and dreams that they want to achieve. So I think the message is fantastic. I think it's something that, like I said, here in New Brunswick, we're already working towards. It's hard to completely get rid of all controls within a classroom, because not every student comes to us ready to be able to handle those controls in their own learning. So whether that's in grade 5, 6, 10, 11, or 12, we don't always have students that are capable of making those decisions and learning that way on their own without having assistance or some form of control within a classroom.
So I think the video is amazing, very inspiring. I could tell that it was he's basing it on the US education system, because teachers in Canada actually are paid pretty well, especially if you have a master's degree. He's a visionary. The thing I fear is a lot of it has to do with money. And I think of the Idea Center and how amazing that is, and how limited we are with it, because it does take money to hire extra FTE and teaching staff to work in those places. I hope that's where the future is going, but we'll see.
Okay, so I really love watching their reactions, and the reason behind that is that it only proves that teachers and principals shouldn't be blamed for the boring stuff we do at school, like tests, quizzes, and midterms if you have any. So it's the people that in power that should be blamed. And also I would like to mention that one of the teachers, Miss Morgan, she mentioned the Idea Center program. Now if you want to learn more about that, I'll leave all their information in the description. And also, if you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. See you in the next video.